stop the sun from shining.
Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Okay, welcome to Capricorn December Horoscope. Thanks for joining me today. It's a really big month this month. We've got 4 things happening that directly affect you. Firstly, there's a minor grand trine, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. We also have Venus going retrograde in your sign, and so that will have a really strong effect on you. We have a solar eclipse happening. And then we have Jupiter changing houses, and on the 28th Jupiter goes into Pisces, so I'm going to talk about that as well. But just for new people, to briefly explain, firstly I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your astrology in depth, and then stick around to the end. I'll do a psychic channeling, whatever comes out of my mouth. I'm quite clairvoyant, so I see pictures all the time, and then I'll give you interpretations. Okay, so let's go to the board now and see what the cards have to say for Courageous Capricorn in December 2021. Okay, alrighty, let's go with that one on top. And I'll close my eyes now and see, what can I see? It's more a feeling, and so there's some sort of, and this has been a bit of a theme today that's been coming up, and I'm getting it again. This is about cooperation and working with other people, nurturance and kindness. There's a lot of green here, so that facilitates growth, but it's also about healing, facilitating healing. This green, it's not like the green I see for money. It's a different, softer green to that. So, you know, I feel like it's basically the first half of the month is quite favourable for you. And the card that comes up is the Hermit, okay? You need to spend time alone at the beginning of the month for self-healing, okay? And if you look at your chart here, you'll see you've got a lot going on in your 12th house, where you need privacy and solitude to be able to, you know, work on everything as it comes up. There's a wolf here that indicates studying or teaching, but it's given the whole, you know, what's going on here, I feel it's more studying your spirituality. Perhaps you want to teach that at a later date. You want to help other people at some point. But this, you know, some people don't like to be alone. I understand that, but this is very favourable. You see there, she's got a light in her hand. She is holding the light for people. So you too can do that if you choose to. All right, let's look at the second card of the month, the second theme. What do I see for Courageous Capricorns? I see a bow and arrow, shooting an arrow. This could indicate somebody is around you who's a Sagittarian, because that's their symbol, their glyph, or more likely it's hitting a bullseye. So this just means being successful with your plans. I feel like there's snow around, or it's cold. So this could be particularly for those people in the northern hemisphere, perhaps the Americans, because, you know, it's cold. Whereas in Australia, we're going into summer soon, and the temperatures are getting quite warm here. Sometimes it means, coldness can mean like isolation and being alone. That brings me back to this this card here, and you'll notice the wolf is actually sitting on the snow there. All right, the card that comes up is the Star. Okay, this is about sending your hopes and dreams out into the universe. And Spirit hears you. She's dressed in this beautiful sort of teal green, which is blue and green together, the throat and the heart chakra. And here's the ocean, and she's pouring her emotions out into the ocean, which all goes back to the unconsciousness, which is the 12th house. Okay, see how it all works together. So this is fabulous. It's all about potential. It's like being a young girl again, maybe around 20 years of age. Maybe it's your daughter or somebody who comes to your home who's, you know, in their early 20s or late teens, who has the whole of their life in front of them. It's all about potential. Okay, so that's fabulous. So we have 2 major arcana here. This is very significant, and it's quite rare that 2 come up as theme cards. So it is a big month for you, courageous Capricorn. All right, so let's have a look now at your horoscope, and I'm just going to make this a bit bigger so you can see. Bear those 2 cards in mind because that's important. Right. Okay, so we've got a minor grand trine here that I alluded to before. Mars in Scorpio in your 11th house of hopes and dreams. That's this card, hopes and dreams. See, there they are there. Hopes and dreams. It's also your friendships, your connections, your groups that you attend, and Mars gives you a lot of energy for those things. We have Venus in Capricorn here in your sign. So this is about a beautiful, harmonious, sort of polite energy, dealing with yourself. It's about making your world more beautiful, making yourself more beautiful. Perhaps you change your identity or buy new clothes. It's also, Venus is also associated with money. She likes to handle money. So it could be something to do with your money as well, and there's a little bit of activity going on there. We have Neptune in Pisces in your 3rd house, the other leg of this minor grand trine, and this is all about your spiritual life. So these 3 planets are working together for your greater good, and you'll make significant progress, but it'll feel quite pleasant. The thing to note is that Venus is going retrograde on the 19th, so things could slow down a bit. So if you've got something important to do it in the first half of the month. The solar eclipse is in Sagittarius in your 12th house here, and this is a new beginning in your spiritual life. It's a great time for spiritual renewal. A new cycle begins, spiritually speaking, and that will become apparent very soon, probably next month, and it will become more physical and externalized when it moves into your sign. Okay, so it won't be an eclipse, but it'll be the full moon, the new moon. Then we have Jupiter moving into your house of communications in Pisces on the 27th, and on the 28th it goes into Pisces. So this is like an expansion in your communications. You could have something to do with distant family members that you haven't heard from for a while. There could be more activity in your local area, or perhaps you're thinking about studying, but somehow communications become bigger or more important for you. If you're in business, promotion and marketing is likely. Okay, so the other influences, we have 30th of November to the 3rd of December, Venus conjuncting Venus. This is beautiful for affection and love. A new romance or friendship could start, or if you're in a relationship at the moment, could be rejuvenated in some way. If there's someone you wanted to reach out to, doing so now is likely to create warm feelings and could be the start of something new and beautiful. It's also a great time to be surrounded by beauty and harmony. 2nd to the 5th of the month, Venus sextiles Mars. This brings romance and flirtations into your life, if that's what you're looking for. You could be feeling more affectionate and lively. You're more expressive, and there's loving feelings flowing between you and all the people that you meet, but especially those of the opposite sex. Friendships are also strengthened at this time, and that's wonderful because of this Mars in Scorpio in your 11th house. Okay, so you're likely to meet new people. The solar eclipse in Sag in your 12th house of the goddess or the unconscious brings new beginnings in your spiritual life, but you could be a little bit sensitive, so you need a bit more privacy and solitude, as indicated by this card. It might be that you need to shield yourself from the problems of other people, and it's a great time for meditation and spiritual renewal. The 5th to the 8th sees Mars sextiling Pluto It might be time for a major overhaul in your general life direction or your ambitions. If you don't have a sense of meaningful purpose, now is the time to do something about it, okay, because it's important. You might want to reassess where you're going and why. If you do have a clear goal in mind, you'll make significant progress now. 8th to the 15th of December, Venus conjuncts Pluto, bringing up deep emotions. You become more intense. Maybe it's things like fear or anxiety that come up, and you have a very strong need to be loved and to love. You could develop a powerful attraction to someone fascinating at the moment, okay? Just watch that. Don't be too eager if that's the case, 12th to the 24th of January 2022, Mars in your 12th house. Here, the house of the goddess again. See, so much going on here relating to this card. Now, Mars here, please be careful, because I just went through this and I had accident after accident. Not saying you will, but I'm just saying that it's important to be present with what you're doing. And what I was doing was thinking about other things instead of having my mind on the job, and I hurt myself quite a fair few times because I wasn't present with what I was doing. So it's super important. It's a good idea if you can retreat from confrontation, be present and just sit for a while, okay? Although it's difficult to act on your own behalf, you can get a lot done for other people. From the 13th of December to the 2nd of January, Mercury moves into your first house here, and you're likely to make a statement or speak out on something. It's an excellent time to initiate discussions, and don't forget to listen to other people as well. The 18th sees the full moon in your 6th house of everyday routine, work or health. You really do need to attend to practical necessities now. I know it's easy to float off into the clouds with this, but before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. That's what Confucius said. It's true. 21st of December to the 20th of January 2022, Sun moves into your sign here. This brings insight and happiness, and you can make a strong statement to the world, and you make quite an impression on other people, and they're likely to approve of your message or follow your lead, which is good news. At least they stay out of your way, okay? They're not in your hair as much. You feel more confident and vital. So, yeah, it's a really beneficial energy. 14th of December to the 2nd of January 2022, Saturn sextiles Mercury. This is great for concentration. You're communicating very effectively, especially about subjects that require some degree of preciseness or maybe formulation of principles. You're likely to be more well organised and clearly structured. And you can reach agreement with other people regarding rules or regulations. If you're working, this brings, a sense of accomplishment. You can really get stuff done at work and make decisions with other people, and it all works more smoothly. If there's any unclear communications that have been hanging around with other people, that can be cleared up and resolved, and you'll set the record straight. So you might also want to get advice or assistance from a consultant or expert, or play this role for somebody else. They get advice from you. 24th of December to the 27th of December, Mars trines Chiron. This is fabulous because you're getting in touch with your own healing resources. You can heal yourself now from deep-seated things that you've been carrying, burdens that have been on your shoulders for too long. And you can find a healthy channel for your physical and emotional growth. 25th of December to the 28th, Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate Christmas. Not everyone does. Mars sextiles Saturn. This brings self-discipline, and you have the ability and stamina to concentrate and to really work very carefully at getting something physically done now. That's important. 26th to the 29th, Mars conjunct Sun, you get a burst of energy. You're more vigorous, bold and assertive. You feel maybe a little bit impatient, so watch that. Watch the accidents and irritability. You might not always feel like accommodating people, but do try to meet people halfway. Compromise on the small things if you can. 24th of December to the 30th of December, Venus conjuncts Pluto, bringing up more deep emotions, and you're probably feeling quite intense. You could develop a powerful attraction to someone fascinating or someone who mystifies you. It's a good time to reveal your deepest feelings, but again, be careful who you reveal feelings to. Confidentiality is super important. 24th to the 3rd of January 2022, Jupiter sextiles your ascendant. This is a great time. It's harmonious and you're likely to be quite happy. Even at work, if you've had deadlines or pressures, it feels like they've been lifted in some way. You could go out to an enjoyable event. There's cooperation and mutual support at work or in business or even personally. If you have had some issues with other people, you'll probably find a way through that now. Someone could offer an olive branch. Legal matters and government agencies, any dealings with them are probably likely to work out well, and it's just a very harmonious time. 27th to the 11th of May 2022, Jupiter moves into your 3rd house and then into Pisces on the 28th. Improves your relationship with neighbours and people you see on a regular basis. You feel more tolerant, forgiving, and you're more open-minded than usual. You might take frequent short trips which are entertaining or educational. Maybe you're thinking about a new course of study now. And then the one we've been going through all year, on and off with, is Saturn squaring Uranus, which continues through much of 2022. So this hit is from the 21st of December to the 8th of January 2022. You could feel a bit frustrated or restricted in some way, especially from conservative people or people who want to follow the established rules. You want to break out and make your own rules, but they want you to do what they want you to do. So that's not fun. It's time to tweak your approach and find a new angle. It's not the time for reckless behaviour or doing anything risky, because you'll probably get caught, especially if it's to do with breaking the law, having your phone in the car and touching your phone. In Australia, you're not even allowed to touch your phone if you're driving, okay? So do be careful of that. If you think you're in a COVID area and you're just going to nick down the street and you're not vaccinated and you've got no mask, you might pay a consequence. There might be a consequence for that. In Australia, it's different. It's a really big country and there's different states and everybody's got different rules, basically. But just be cautious. Err on the side of caution during December. And courageous Capricorn, you can do that. You're ruled. Saturn is your ruler, so you'll manage it. Don't give up on the things that are really important to you, but exercise a degree of caution. Okay, that is your horoscope there. All right, so I'm just going to close my eyes and see what I can see now for you for the month of December 2021 for courageous Capricorn. Okay, there's a ladder in front of me. So you're climbing the ladder, but it's like it's tiring. I can feel this sort of sense of tedium. It's like tedium and tiredness. So then there's a sort of like a platform to the side. You get off the ladder, climbing the ladder of success. You're on this platform and it's time to have a bit more fun in your life, to socialise with people and forget about the hard things just for a little bit, so you can have this time where you're socialising and trying to bring your hopes and dreams into existence, into physical existence, and then you'll be back on the ladder again. This particularly relates to study, okay? If you've been studying, it just feels like such a drain. Maybe you've been going for a while now. Now, I am seeing Saturn and Jupiter in space together, and they're conjunct. They're so close. Okay, so we do have that in your chart in your third house. Oh no, sorry, that's Jupiter. Where is Saturn? Second house. So that's in your money now. Okay, so in your money supply, so it's like maybe you're in two minds. Sometimes you feel like you better be careful and cautious with money, and then other times you just sort of lash out and spend because Jupiter likes to do that. So yeah, it's super important that you get the balance between being conservative and also being a bit looser and free. And you can do that too. You will get the balance. So your money supply, it's very important that you don't go to extremes. So balance with money is needed in December. Don't overspend, especially for Christmas. I know it's hard to say. Anything else that I can see for you? Okay, I see masks, and so it's like masquerade. So just remember that you're playing various roles in life, and that's fine. But always stay in touch with your own unique sense of self, because today it's very easy to go off on a tangent, follow somebody, and take their ideas on board to such an extent that you might get off kilter or off course, or it's unbalancing. Yeah, so if I have to put a word to the month for you, courageous Capricorns, it's balance. That's really what this month is about, you finding balance. Okay, something about cutting your nails. Could be actual, or it could mean nails are about protection. So maybe you don't need the same level of protection as you used to. Things are going better than they have. Alrighty, so that's it. I hope this is useful for you. Please let me know. Share on your socials, that would be fabulous. And if you're new, subscribe and be alive. I would really appreciate that. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.